There's a Vietnam beyond the busy streets of Hanoi, beyond the honking scooters and the neon lights that fill the city nights. It's a Vietnam that most travelers never see, a world that exists quietly, just out of sight, waiting for those willing to look a little deeper. Beyond the iconic Ha Long Bay and the well-trodden tourist trails, there's a Vietnam whispered across emerald rice paddies, hidden in villages where time seems to slow down and the air is thick with the scent of earth and growing things. Here, life is woven into the land itself. Generations work side by side, tending to the fields, sharing laughter, and passing down traditions like precious heirlooms. Every gesture, every shared meal is a thread in the fabric of a culture that endures. I've always been drawn to these places, the ones not circled on tourist maps, where authenticity lingers in every smile and the stories you hear are told in the language of daily life, not rehearsed for visitors. This journey was about finding that magic on a shoestring budget, just $700 in my pocket, a sense of adventure, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Every decision mattered, every dollar stretched, and every encounter became more meaningful. Traveling light, I relied on local knowledge, ate where the locals ate, and slept where the welcome was warmest. Each meal was a discovery, each night's rest a chance to connect with people whose lives are so different yet so familiar in their hopes and dreams. The goal wasn't just to see these hidden villages, but to truly experience them, to learn about daily life, crafts, and dreams. I watched artisans shape clay and weave hats, their hands moving with a practiced grace that spoke of centuries of tradition. With a light backpack and an even lighter wallet, the adventure began. Each step down a dusty road was a step into the unknown, and every sunrise promised a new story waiting to unfold. This is a story of stunning landscapes, towering mountains, endless fields, and rivers that wind through the heart of the countryside. It's a story of incredible food, shared at crowded tables or in quiet corners, and the remarkable kindness of strangers who welcomed me as one of their own. You don't need a fortune to have a life-changing travel experience, just courage, an open mind, and a willingness to take the path less traveled. Sometimes the richest moments come from the simplest choices and the most unexpected encounters. So come along and discover the Vietnam that lies just beyond the horizon, a place where adventure, beauty, and connection await those who are ready to answer the call of the unseen. Traveling Vietnam on a $700 budget isn't just possible, it's the most rewarding way to see the country. With a little planning and an open mind, you'll discover that every dong stretches further than you'd ever expect. Instead of rushing from one tourist hotspot to the next, you'll slow down, savoring the rhythms of daily life and the warmth of local hospitality. Skip flights and taxis, public buses and trains aren't just affordable, they're a window into the heart of Vietnam. For just a few dollars, you'll share a ride with locals, watch the countryside roll by, and maybe even make a new friend or two. These journeys become stories in themselves, filled with unexpected moments and genuine connections. Overnight sleeper buses are a traveler's secret weapon. They double as both transport and accommodation, letting you cover long distances while you sleep. You'll wake up in a new city, rested and ready to explore, all while saving precious time and money. For short trips and spontaneous detours, rent a motorbike for ultimate freedom. For just $5 to $7 a day, you can wind through rice paddies, stop at hidden waterfalls, and explore villages far off the tourist trail. It's the best way to see Vietnam at your own pace. When it comes to where you sleep, skip the hotels and stay in homestays for $8 to $15 a night. You'll get more than just a bed. You'll be welcomed into a family, enjoy home-cooked meals, and experience the rhythms of rural life. It's a chance to learn about traditions, share stories, and feel truly at home. Sharing meals with your host family is an experience no hotel can match. You'll taste dishes passed down through generations, learn the meaning behind each recipe, and laugh together over stories at the dinner table. These moments create memories that last long after your trip ends. Eat on the street. Vietnam's legendary street food costs less than $2 a meal and immerses you in the country's culinary soul. From sizzling banh xio to fragrant bowls of pho, every bite is a new adventure. Pull up a plastic stool, join the locals, and let your taste buds lead the way. By traveling this way, you're not just saving money, you're connecting with the real Vietnam. You'll learn a few words of the language, lend a hand in a rice field, or share a laugh at a bustling market. These are the moments that turn a trip into a true adventure. The best adventures are found where the locals live, eat, and welcome you in. When you travel slowly and thoughtfully, every dong you spend brings you closer to the heart of Vietnam, and that's where the real magic happens. My journey began in Mai Chau, a tranquil valley of stilt houses and rice fields, home to the white Thai people. I stayed in a simple homestay, welcomed by Mai and her family, and watched her mother weave vibrant brocade fabrics beneath the house. Renting a bicycle, I explored villages where the sound of looms filled the air and children greeted me with laughter. The women's weaving told stories of their culture, passed down through generations. Evenings were spent sharing sticky rice and grilled chicken, communicating through gestures and translation apps. Around the low table I learned about their lives, festivals, and the importance of weaving. In that stilt house I wasn't just a tourist, I was a guest, beginning to understand the soul of this place. The magic of Mai Chau was in its people and their traditions. Here, I found the heart of rural Vietnam. Leaving Mai Chau, I rode north to Mu Cang Chai, where the landscape turned wild and dramatic. The region's famous rice terraces, carved by the Hmong people, cascaded down the mountains in vibrant green waves. I stayed in a family-run guest house overlooking the terraces, watching clouds drift and colors shift with the light. Trekking with local guides, I learned how bamboo pipes irrigate the fields, a testament to ingenuity and hard work. One afternoon, a Hmong family welcomed me into their simple home, offering corn wine and warm smiles. We shared little language but plenty of connection. Their pride in their heritage was clear, and their hospitality unforgettable. In the grandeur of the mountains, I felt deep gratitude for the kindness of strangers. Mu Cang Chai was a place where nature and culture were inseparable. In Vietnam's villages, every meal is a lesson in history and community. Here, food is more than sustenance. It's a living tradition, passed down through generations, and a way for people to connect with their roots and each other. The best food wasn't in restaurants, but on plastic stools by the roadside or on the floor of a family home. These humble settings are where the heart of Vietnamese cuisine truly beats, where laughter and conversation flow as freely as the tea. In Mai Chau, sticky rice steamed in bamboo and grilled meats were daily staples, shared in communal celebration. The aroma of bamboo and charred meat filled the air, drawing neighbors and travelers alike to gather and share stories over a simple yet deeply satisfying meal. In Mu Cang Chai, I tried thang ko, a hearty Hmong stew of horse meat and spices, warming against the mountain chill. The flavors were bold and unfamiliar, but the warmth of the meal and the hospitality of my hosts made it unforgettable. Village food is honest and resourceful, nothing is wasted, and every dish tells a story of the land. Ingredients are gathered from nearby fields, rivers, and forests, reflecting the seasons and the ingenuity of the cooks who make the most of what nature provides. I tasted wild vegetables and rice wine distilled nearby, each meal a direct connection to nature. The flavors were earthy and vibrant, and every bite reminded me of the landscape outside, the mountains, the forests, and the fields that sustain village life. These feasts were about more than flavor, they were about tradition and togetherness. Every gathering was a celebration, whether for a festival, a harvest, or simply the joy of being together at the end of a long day. The most memorable meals were simple, shared with new friends in wooden houses. The warmth of the fire, the creak of the floorboards, and the sound of rain on the roof made these moments feel timeless and deeply comforting. Forget fancy dining. The true feast was in the experience. It was in the laughter, the shared stories, and the sense of belonging that came from sitting shoulder to shoulder with locals and fellow travelers alike. Food here was a bridge to understanding and belonging. In every shared bowl and every clink of glasses, I found a sense of home and a reminder that the best meals are those that bring people together. The most cherished memories came from unexpected moments and acts of kindness. When my motorbike broke down miles from anywhere, a farmer stopped, fixed it, and refused any payment, just a smile and a thumbs up. During a rainstorm, a Hmong family welcomed me into their farmhouse, sharing warmth and stories by the fire. The matriarch showed me her embroidery, each pattern a piece of family history. Before I left, she gifted me a small bracelet, a symbol of connection. These moments can't be bought or planned, they happen when you're open and vulnerable. True souvenirs are the friendships and stories you collect along the way. In these unplanned encounters, I found the real heart of Vietnam. Travel is about letting the world surprise you. The best connections are always unexpected. Exploring Vietnam's hidden villages on a budget is easier than you think with a few practical tips. Plan for $25–30 a day, enough for homestays, street food, and local transport. Carry small bills, rural vendors rarely have change for large notes. Book sleeper buses for long distances, or rent a motorbike for freedom. Just check the bike before you go. Download offline maps for remote areas. Find homestays by asking around or using booking sites. Always be respectful and accept hospitality graciously. Learn a few Vietnamese phrases. Xin chào, hello, cam on, thank you. They go a long way. Pack light, bring layers, a rain jacket, first aid kit, insect repellent, and a power bank. Most importantly, bring an open mind and flexibility. The best adventures happen when things don't go as planned. As my journey ended, I realized the true treasures weren't landscapes or food, but the people. Traveling on a small budget stripped away barriers, forcing me to engage on a human level. Relying on locals for help and guidance opened doors to genuine connection. The most valuable currency in travel is kindness and curiosity. Authentic travel is about slowing down, listening, and being present. I found more beauty in a hand-woven scarf than any monument, more warmth in a shared cup of rice wine than any resort. The $700 wasn't a limitation, it was a key to authentic experiences. The richness of travel comes from connection, not money. We're all part of the same global family, sharing this beautiful planet. This journey through Vietnam's heart proves adventure is for everyone. You don't need wealth or perfect timing. I hope this story inspires you to look beyond the tourist trail and seek authentic, immersive travel. Your support fuels these explorations and helps shine a light on unique communities. Dream of your own adventures, whether in Vietnam or elsewhere. Choose homestays, eat at local markets, learn a few words, and let yourself get a little lost. The world is waiting, full of stories and friends to be made. Join me on the next journey. Share these stories and start planning your own. Let's explore together, not as tourists, but as curious, compassionate travelers. Support the communities you visit and celebrate our shared humanity. The best is yet to come. Thank you for being part of the adventure.